You ready? Welcome everybody to another episode of the podcast.
You want authenticity? This is authenticity.
At the beginning of January 2020, you don't even know this, at the beginning of January 2020, I committed to stop doing virtual podcasts. I was done. Like, as good as the guest was, as awesome as the opportunity was, I was over the idea of having to stare at another person in video. 6 months into quarantine, we all know how sick we are of staring at other people in video. And today marks the day that I get my first in-person interview of 2020.
Dang.
And with me, I get to welcome Robert John Clark. We're gonna throw it in there too. He is the income advisor. Right now, if you're listening, just hit pause, go to Instagram at theincomeadvisor.com. This is gonna pressure him into loading a whole bunch of content for the thousands of people that are gonna listen to this episode.
Yeah.
I'll still never forget the day, and as soon as I'm gonna give you the opportunity to introduce yourself, I'll still never forget, like, talking to you on the phone. You're like, I'm gonna come into the office. I had no idea you were coming from hours away. You come in here, you're fancy suited, but you were like so young. And I'm like, oh, man, I don't know if it's gonna be a good client. I don't know what this opportunity is gonna look like. We have a conversation and we get to the end of the conversation. You're like, all right, let's start working together. And I was like, wait, what? And look what's happened.
Someone had to manifest it, right? I was like, I guess that was all me. I don't know.
We had some connection points. I think it was really, really good. So, welcome back, dude. Second time on the podcast.
I cannot believe it.
I cannot believe it. Last episode was episode 38. Someone meets you off the street, and they're like, what do you do?
The hard part is I do disability insurance or income protection or income sustainability. I feel like anytime I explain it to someone, they're like, okay, he does insurance, and it kind of ends there. But it's either that or they think I work for Aflac.
Like, what are some things that people can listen for or look for when they are going to be shopping for their own personal insurance policies that may help them to see that this person has a bigger picture beyond just the policy?
The one thing that is very important to me is to really know the difference between an investment and an insurance policy. And by that I mean insurance is there to protect you from catastrophic risks. A lot of salespeople today are trying to sell insurance policies that have investment features in them or different riders that you would be able to more likely to claim or receive a benefit from these policies. I don't know if you've ever eaten in a food court, but generally there's this really fantastic utensil, and instead of having to buy forks and buy spoons, they basically put it into one, and they called it a spork, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to eat spaghetti with a spork?
Doesn't work so well.
Have you ever tried to drink soup with a spork?
You can't get that much.
So it's this utensil that is supposed to serve a couple, multiple purposes. They built it into one, and it just doesn't do anything well. If you need insurance to protect you or your family or your business or your house, you should only be buying insurance for the protection and nothing else. If you are sitting across the table from someone who's trying to sell you a policy that has 25 other built-in benefits plus the insurance, you are being sold to. I love helping people understand when they won't need it anymore, because I think that's a really important piece of the puzzle. A lot of insurance sales people would like to sell a policy and it to be enforced for 30, 40 years. I flat out tell people, I'm like, as soon as you have a sustainable income source that covers your monthly expenses or gets you to your goals, I define sustainable income source as an income that comes in whether you are there working for it or not.
Yeah.
Unearned income, or often phrased as passive income. Like that's really the income source that you want to be seeking out as you're looking at what opportunities to align yourself with. You are receiving income on a monthly basis, and it does not matter your health or your existence, that money is coming in.
What's kind of like hopeful for the future financially for you?
I like working. I love working. So I don't see myself ever actually retiring. But what I want are basically the freedom to live each and every day how I see fit. So if that means spending an entire summer at a river or a lake house with my family, with hopefully like a 6 and an 8-year-old kid that I'm raising, and getting to spend time with them. And if I get to do that, that to me is everything. That's what all of this is for. You are the one that pressed me to be okay with promoting what I do, and because I have the internal conflict that it's not that interesting, people don't love it, so I don't tell a lot of people about it. But when I broke that mold or that self-talk, I finally created a video, thanks to your push. I finally created a video that goes into what I do, why I do it, and tried to simplify it. The amount of, not even just business that came out of it, the amount of community that came out of that when I shared it, and when I talked about how much I hate self-promotion, and how many people were like, oh my gosh, you and me both. Like, hey, I saw your video, I could never do that. I've been wanting, I've been game planning, I've been strategizing a video series that I'll do similar and eventually, and so I heard all of these people who basically showed me and reminded me that like I wasn't alone in that doubt.
Yep.
But when it comes to earning more money, like, there are literally thousands of us who are scared or feel like it's too righteous to share how we can serve other people or what we do professionally.
Yep.
That's how you up your income right there.
Yep. You've heard a lot of people say like, you spend all this time investing into your business, building wealth, all these performance metrics around money and earning and income, and yet they mean nothing unless you have people to enjoy it with. Mm-hmm. And when we die, though it would be really nice to leave wealth behind for the people that we care about, we actually have to have people that we care about at the end to enjoy what we're leaving behind. Yes. Right? And so, yeah, I mean, I would like to see more balance there just in the world in general. We're seeing the exact opposite of that happen, self-isolation and polarization in our country today. And so, yeah, I mean, my hope is that more people bond together and band together around their heart's desire, their willingness to contribute, their willingness to invest into relationships. There's a lot of people out there, I think, that want it. I just think that they're really struggling to figure out how to ask for that help and get into it.
Yeah, I completely agree. Don't be afraid to ask.
Don't be afraid to ask. That's how we're wrapping. If anything I said today excited you, offended you, or did something in the middle, I don't know what it is, feel free to reach out. I am more than happy to take as much feedback as you would like to give me. If I can help you in any way, please ask. I would love to be able to contribute to you living the best life that you can possibly live. On that note, see ya.
God, so creative. I mean, where does he get it from?